Të nderuar teleshikues të Pasqyrës Shqiptare, mirë se erdhët para ekranit të televizionit Omni 1. Gjithashtu kemi të ftuar edhe drejtuesen artistike Armineke Shishan, e cila më 3 maj këtu në Toronto do të verë në skenë një shfaqje dramatike me kërcim oriental. Ndonë se nuk është shqiptare, me pasionin, talentin, iniciativën dhe zgjuarsinë, ke Shishan mund të jetë një shembull i shkëlqyer se si mund të ndërtosh një shfaqje profesionale edhe mbi baza gjysmë vullnetare. How did you come to the idea of putting together such a big and very mind-provoking show?
I actually love dancing. I always loved dancing. So what happened was when I was a little girl back in Middle East, I would just start dancing and start dancing. So when I came here many years ago to Canada, what happened was I started taking classes. I took belly dance classes first, and I became very creative in that process, so I started writing stories, and I wrote one 3-hour theatrical, and then in the meantime I wrote many stories that were smaller, and later on I took modern and jazz dances, and I thought, how can I relate them together? So I started writing the middle part, and once we did this show in 2006, which was our first production, the show itself took on its own life, and the middle part came on its own anyway. The dances were coming, the music was just coming, and people were so excited. And then we made this show bigger in 2007. And this year, 2008, we made it much bigger. It's a little over 2 hours. And the story starts from the times of the pharaohs, many centuries ago, to a few centuries ago, and moves through time to now. And it's about empowerment, imprisonment to empowerment.
And what's the message that you're trying to send?
The real message is that we are all the same as one human race. Regardless of our culture, religion, and ethnicity, we all feel the same emotion. If we are angry, if we're upset, if we are sad, if we are in pain, if we love, it doesn't matter, where we come from, because we relate to each other as human race, and that's the real message. And also it's about empowerment, that we always come from a place of choice and power. And also as women behind the veil, this particular time in 2008, it's becoming very stressed out that we are stressing that women behind the veil, which is the hijab. However, even if you don't wear that, we can be the prisoner of our own self, or the regulations of the society or the culture. And I always say that we can do whatever we want to do in life without adversely affecting others, without adversely. So I always say, let's, follow your passion, follow your dream, follow your heart. And so we're doing this through the medium of the art. And I think it gives you the visuals, it gives you the music, it lets the audience to choose what they want to take from the show, rather than saying this is how life is, because everybody knows how they want to live. It's just, my point is, come from a place of choice rather than fear, or rather than oppression, because the soul soars when you're feeling free. Those are the main messages.
Well, this kind of production is very intriguing. It's huge, and it requires a lot of passion, work, and also co-workers.
Yes.
Who is the closest person in this process?
It takes a lot of people to come together, and I would say the performers are an extremely important. They are very important. Right now, I have directed and produced the show, and the performers are just fabulous, and we are very interested in people who can work together. Teamwork is number one. I am not, for example, necessarily looking for just talent. If the talent comes in and does not get along with other performers, the show is not going to work. In the meantime, we have stage managers, lighting designer, we have people who do the camera work, they do the photography, they do the logos and the designs. It's a co-creation of all, but we have to like the people we work with, and we have to have a synergy. I mean, it's not just a business, it's a synergy, that's what I call them. And so I would say everyone is very important in this, but performers are, without performers we can't do it.
I was amazed about the costumes.
Yes.
Who did those?
I actually designed those costumes.
You did that yourself?
Yes, I'm very visual, but in the meantime I love music. So when I hear music, I see dances. When I see dances, I see costumes. So I designed the costumes, and we had many people who actually had to make it because it's a huge production. Right now we are at least 25 people in the show. It takes a lot of dedication, and it takes a lot of details to pay attention to to make sure the show is going well.
Your example is a very inspiring one, even for Albanians who would like to do something in this field. But I'm curious to know who's supporting you.
My real occupation is financial planning. I've been doing this for 20 years, and in the meantime I love the art. Unfortunately, in Canada, we can't just survive on art, so I always have to have backup for my own work. And once I was doing this financial work, what happened was, in the meantime, when I took classes, when I started dancing myself, I thought I could produce. So I have been financing it myself. Very recently, we started having very small sponsors, but we are looking for sponsors, and there's a lot of benefits for that. We are expanding into either joint venture or collaboration, because a show with this magnitude cannot go on forever without financial support, or even support, just generally support from the public.
Let's talk a little bit about music. How did you select the music?
The music are from various artists. I get inspired by music. When I hear music, it affects my body. Actually, I feel the vibration of the music in my body. And because I have I have a library of music, so I'm thinking, okay, this music will go very well with the story, this part and that part. And once the music is set, the choreography becomes much easier. It's very, very important. Eventually, I would like to have one or many composers for the whole show, but right now we are taking from different CDs, various artists. There's a lot of talented artists out there, but we are choosing that music for the theater.
Any Albanian music as a part of the musical background?
Not specifically. It's not specific. Some of them are belly dance or Arabic music. Some of them are fusion with Arabic. Some of them are just North American. Or most of the music is chosen where it evokes emotion. I'm not following a certain cultural music, but music that evokes, and music that, for example, if you ask 10 people, this is the music, what is the feeling, sensation you get, and you would find everybody would say more or less the same thing. And so I try to choose music like that, because the show is for everyone, regardless of race, one race, but regardless of culture, regardless of ethnicity. So anyone who comes there could feel, oh, I can relate to this, I can relate to that. I don't know this dance, but I know the emotion of the story, for example.
Did you have any media coverage last year?
Yes, last year actually, 2007, we had a lot of media coverage. Globe and Mail, Toronto Star wrote 2 pages about us and how to put on a show. We were on Breakfast TV, CBC Radio, a lot of ethnic groups, the Arabic TV, Omniat, it's called, Armenian, Persian, Indian, and we're expanding. We love to have all the ethnic groups come together and show our passion.
Do you expect any Albanians in your audience?
Yes, actually, I know a few Albanians, and they have said that they will be coming. And I like to get the Albanians more involved. And I'm very happy to be on your show today, because the show is about choice and power, and so I feel that some Albanians have to make choices and make sacrifices so they could relate to the story. That's why it's becoming more closer to my heart to be in contact with Albanians as well.